Here we go. The Andy Gray Team of the Week.
It's exciting.
I'm excited.
The pressure, honestly, the pressure I feel having to pick this team, it's extraordinary. I know I get a help from you guys, which is much appreciated. Of course it is.
But I feel it with you sometimes. It's the pressure that builds from outside of the building, really, isn't it?
Yeah. And I felt under more
there's
pressure.
an expectation, exactly.
I felt under more pressure tonight, Richard, when I found I'd picked my team information and I found there's not a template that can put my formation.
So you changed your formation and we can't handle what it is that
Yes.
you...
Yeah, but I will tell you what the formation would be anyway. But
Well, tell us what you would have played.
Yes. I would have played
is there
four.
a reason why you would have played this?
Yes, yeah, very specific, because I've gone very adventurous. I mean, to be fair, the performances where the players I've picked have all been terrific forward performances. But I would have gone 4, Jason.
Yeah.
1 sitter, 3 in front, and the reason I wanted 2 at the top end of the pitch.
Okay.
Not just the 1,
Yeah.
2. So that's what I would have done.
I'm thinking back on the performances I've seen today,
Go
and I mean, never mind Villa, West Ham. I haven't seen too many that would I don't think force their way into a side that you've probably picked mostly on the Saturday games.
That's true. There's only one player from today forced his way into the team.
Is that right?
Just one.
In which position? Give us something to think about.
Goalkeeper.
Well,
That's all.
So let's start with the goalkeeper.
Well, it was such a good result. The game where all the pressure was on both coaches. Winner survives, loser allegedly might get sacked. So big onus on goalkeepers not to make mistakes. And I thought the new goalkeeper at Leicester, Stolarczyk, did particularly well for them.
I'll go with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So he's the one who squeezed in. I did have, there were a couple yesterday. Kepa.
But let's talk about the Leicester keeper. How much of the game did you see, and at what point did you think he's played well enough to go in?
Well, I kept across the game, most of it.
Was it a save onto the bar?
I was fortunate that when I got into the office today, I saw him make incredibly good saves that convinced me.
The scoreline says it all.
The scoreline does say it all.
And what is his name?
Stolarczyk.
No, his Christian name.
I've no idea. And the 5 saves that he made were important saves,
right,
obviously for his team.
Which was the best one of the 5?
Oh, I've no idea.
Right. So
Anyway, right, my back
we have
four.
A goalkeeper, and
My back four.
that would be a group decision then, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much. My back four, well, I've gone for my right back, who came from yesterday. I thought it was terrific. Jason will like this. Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. I thought he was amazing. In fairness, Pedro Porro, for a lot of the game today, he pushed him close because I thought he was very, very good as well.
But what persuaded you that Alexander-Arnold should start in your team this week and in previous weeks hasn't done enough to get in?
Well, he's not played as well in previous weeks as he did
I mean,
yesterday.
what we've seen of him yesterday, he was
good,
always on the ball, wasn't
Always.
But was he more of a right back?
Yeah, I think
that's what
what
I
you
suppose
saw
I'm
yesterday.
drilling
Well,
down
you
to.
see the
He wasn't
delivery for
inverted.
Gakpo's goal
His effort.
was typical of him. His delivery from right. I know they want him in the midfield. I don't agree with that. I think Alexander-Arnold's wasted in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think his qualities come from that ball in, and the delivery he has from right
I've
to
been
in.
watching you. Your body language is interesting when you're going through this process of naming players, because it does come with a certain amount of pressure. Centre backs, I know, has caused you a little bit of angst, hasn't it? The 2. I know you've been on 1 for a while.
Yeah.
Have you finally now come to a decision about the 2?
Yeah. I mean, Bassey today, Calvin Bassey of Fulham today, I thought played well. And he was close.
It would be disappointing if his nickname wasn't Shirley.
Oh, it's got to be Shirley. Has to be. Can't be anything else.
But he's not in.
He's not in. No. My 2 centre backs, and I may be slightly biased in my selection of these 2, but I thought they were 2 guys who had to work extremely hard as centre backs defending yesterday. And for 45 minutes, particularly the second half 45 minutes, they were under a lot of pressure and had to deal with a lot of stuff in the penalty area. And they did it really well. It's what they're good at. And that's the 2 Everton centre-halves, of Branthwaite and Tarkowski. They are my 2 centre-backs.
Which of the 2? I mean, I agree, by the way. I thought they were terrific. But which one were you struggling with? Because I know you'd put 1 in.
No, Branthwaite went in quite early.
Right.
And I was with James Tarkowski. He's such a reliable character, James. You know that. If he's got to defend, he'll defend all day long. He has limits, and his limitations are there as a footballer. But if you want him just to defend, the penalty area, the penalty box. He's as good as anybody at doing
Okay.
it. So in he went today. And my left back isn't Kirkes.
Which it could be, and generally is.
Yeah, well, he's generally deserves it. But I thought Vardiol at Man City was
Yes.
terrific yesterday.
Yeah,
Really
could have
did.
got a hat-trick.
Yeah, could have got a hat trick, but that's not his job. But he could have got a hat trick, and I think he had just had a terrific game.
Okay.
He was everywhere.
So there's our back five, if you like. Okay, Jason, just take that piece of paper away from him, see if he can remember the rest of the team.
All right, I've turned it over. Right, I've turned it over.
Okay.
I've turned it over. See,
midfield
what
three?
I would have gone for, right, as my sitting player, was somebody who's had a checkered start to his career in English football, and that's Sandro Tonali. And I thought yesterday, again, I know it's Southampton, blah, 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 but
I think you named him last week.
no, I don't think so.
No.
No?
I think it's the first time Tonali's been in. But I thought he was terrific, and I enjoyed his performance yesterday.
No, you have named him at some point, maybe the week before, but you've definitely had him in.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that you take this seriously, and you probably should remember something like that, but I also know it's confusing when there are so many names in the hat.
It is.
You've definitely named him previously.
Okay, right. Well, the other two, because the other two I've had to put into the midfield area, or someone who was in the team last week, but I thought again this week, and it's Bournemouth who are getting players in the team.
Yeah.
And they're getting players in the team because
Deservedly.
they're playing really
Yeah.
well. Yeah. So that's Justin Kluivert.
Yes.
Is going
Yeah.
to be in the team again.
It's on fire.
This week, can't not pick him. And one of his mates, Semenyo,
Right.
is also in the team. Another one got a goal again yesterday, played incredibly well.
I hope we can confirm that as we look at the team once again. I hope those three names are the
Come
names
on.
you have written on your
Yes.
paper. Yeah, they
Yes,
are.
there you go.
Okay. And
See,
the
that would normally, Keys, what that would have been, so and the graphic, Tonali would have sat there,
Yep.
Semenyo would have been wide right, Kluivert would have been a 10, and then my right-sided player would have been there, and then my two would be up
Well,
top.
I admire that you've fitted them into a different system when
Yeah.
you set your mind on playing in one specific way.
Yeah,
So-
able to
but
adapt.
see, the thing is, just you know,
Being able to
when you
adapt.
pick good players that can adapt, they can play anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, all this,
They
they,
can
can't
float
play.
around.
They can
Okay.
only play in this system. No.
And our front
these
three
these
are-
players play because they can play anywhere I ask them to.
At this point, we've got a
we
choice
have,
to make. We either name the front three or we hear from Ruben Amorim. And my opinion would be that the front three is a more pressing act for us to have
What,
to do.
than
than
Ruben
listen to
Amorim?
Ruben.
Of course it is. Absolutely. No, there's no doubt about that. Right, my front three, well, it consists of another Liverpool player.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Who do you think?
Well, I'm going to go Gakpo.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo,
Yep.
again, 2 goals yesterday.
Yep.
Not a problem, played well, very active, liked what he did yesterday.
Having
And
a
then,
good season, isn't he?
and then he would have been wide right in my team.
Yeah,
obviously.
he's not really a front man, is he?
No, and my two at the top end would have been, well, obviously, Otara of Bournemouth, a hat-trick. Has to get in the team, there's no doubt about that. And somebody who I thought, and we've talked about his team, who he hardly gets a kick of the ball when he normally plays in this team, but he gets goals galore. Yesterday, they involved him more and more in the game. They played the ball to him a lot more and a lot earlier, and he was terrific. Not only did he score, he had a brilliant little link-up with Phil Foden for the Foden's goal, and it's Erling Haaland.
Oh, right. Okay. As you were talking, I was struggling.
No, it was his general play more than anything
Yeah.
that surprised me and pleased me about him yesterday.
Yeah.
So there it is, and look at that as a, well, let me tell you.
There's goals in that team.
Oh,
Lots of goals.
Lots of goals in that team, Jess. There's no, and we've got a decent defence.
Good to see Tonali back in the side.
Yeah, from last week. Was he in last week?
The week before.
Oh, there we, well, there you go.
Playing well.
Yes.
That is Andy Gray's Team of the Week.